A business plan isn't going to save you. Most of them are worthless because the entrepreneur uses it wrong. If you actually want to be successful, like the entrepreneurs that you look up to, it means using scientific entrepreneurship. That's a way to always know you're headed in the right direction. In this interview, I explained what you shouldn't be doing and how you should be running your business so it consistently hits your goals. People who like the game of business, and there are people who it's just a means to an end and they're only willing to scratch the surface. And I don't think that people fully appreciate how much mind space it takes to really internalize this stuff. And thinking that you can go to work, put out fires all day, and then you're at home on your laptop and you're browsing Twitter or watching YouTube videos, and then there's going to be one thing that you see that's an aha moment that changes everything, is just stupid. Now, have I gotten aha moments watching videos and things like that? Yes, but it's not an aha moment that's going to really change the trajectory of the company. It's more like, oh, aha, I should be thinking about this, and then I go and I delegate and I find someone else to research it. I'm not changing the course of what I'm doing in my focus, because my focus is locked in for the next 90 days. Like this quarter, I know I need to finish my book, and I'm ahead of schedule, because I knew that was the important thing. And this quarter, for building software, I know where I need to be on the UI and the UX design, and I know what the success criteria are for that, and it is on the calendar with a defined spot, and that makes everything so much clearer. If instead you're showing up every day and being reactive, instead of taking control of the calendar, you lack the discipline that it's going to take to really grow something. And it takes a lot of energy to do that. The biggest mistake is not tying the desired outcome to actions that are actually could be taken pragmatically, and then measuring those actions. So they'll come up with an idea. I don't know if you've seen this. This year, we're going to increase sales 30%.
Just
yay. I mean, they're just like, okay, yep, I think I can, sure, let's do that. And then they look around to maybe if there's a team and they're looking at the VP of sales, and the VP of sales is like, oh, well, that's really hard. Okay, maybe 25%. It's like, okay, fine. Now they've just agreed on nothing, because there is no actual action that someone has taken. It's like, okay, well, if we're going to do that, we're going to have to increase our leads a certain amount, which means we're going to have to increase our marketing a certain amount. But the current marketing that we're doing is already tapped out, right? Without spending more, but if I spend more, then the cost is going to go up per lead. Therefore, I have to think of an entirely new campaign. It's not tied out to a hypothesis about how they actually get there and how they know it's going to work. So all planning kind of comes down to that, which is like you can pick a goal, and if the goal doesn't actually have action items that you know can be achieved, you're just making shit up. And that is the biggest disconnect, because every business owner says, oh, I'm just going to sell more next year. But guess what? They don't all sell more next year. Why is that? Because there never was a plan. It was just an idea. It's just like, as we talked about earlier, I want to sell in 5 years. I want to sell in 5 years is just an idea. What have you done to make that true? What have you done to actually increase the sales? What have you actually done to increase customer satisfaction, decrease returns, improve your cash conversion cycle? What have you done to do all these things? And that is, again, that's organizational discipline as much as it is individual discipline, but it is knowing what those things are, the components of it, and then measuring it, and then having it on a calendar. So you've tied it to time. And that's the difference between those who actually get anything done and those who just maybe flip of a coin, will it get done or not? If you don't understand how you're going to get from point A to point B, then you can't pick point B. It doesn't make any sense, right? So if you're going to pick point B, and you're saying, okay, well, I got this painting company, I'm picking point B, I want to go there. If you don't know how, you can't just stop there. You have to research, is this realistic? And if you don't have that skill set, you need to find a person who has that skill set, who can tell you what's realistic and how to do it. And then you have to be disciplined. And you're right, the other piece that you mentioned, it just, like all New Year's resolutions, they're all broken by February. It's the same thing in most companies, because they just revert to the mean. They've got disorganization, and they aren't running the company by scorecards. They aren't saying, this is what we're trying to accomplish, this is what we're measuring, and not only are we measuring it at the company level, but we're measuring it at the individual level. So every individual manager, we've broken this down into components. they're responsible for a piece of this. And then each employee is responsible for a piece of it. If it doesn't all roll up together, people will just keep on doing what they're doing. And this sounds like a lot of work, and it is a lot of work, but that's the work you have to put in if you actually want to be successful at this.
Now that you know the process, it's time to get ahead of what you truly want, a valuable business that you can sell. Next, watch this video on how to make your business truly sellable.